Let me tell you something I've never forgotten. I had a client named Giovanni. Older, handsome, drove a silver Bentley, wore linen in the winter. He was the kind of rich that whispered, not shouted. He'd sit down in my chair, calm, quiet, confident. And I remember one day I asked him what his secret was. He smiled and said, "I don't talk about what I'm doing, sweetheart. I just do it. Jim Rohn taught me that. Ever listen to him?" That question changed my life. Because here's what I've learned, not just from Giovanni, but from life. Success doesn't start loud. It starts quiet. It starts in your mind, in your habits, in the choices no one else sees. Success needs silence, not because it's mysterious, but because it needs space to grow. You don't plant a seed and scream at it to sprout. You water it, protect it. Let it take root before it ever sees the sun. But we live in a world where people want to announce their dreams before they even begin. They say, "I'm launching a business. I'm writing a book. I'm going to change my life." But here's the truth. The more you talk about it, the less energy you have to actually do it. Because when you speak too soon, you leak power. You get a dopamine hit from sharing it, and that high tricks your brain into thinking you've already made progress. But you haven't done the work. You just rehearsed the idea out loud, and now, that fire you had, it starts to fade. Why? Because talking feels like momentum, but it's not. It's a performance. It's an illusion. It's borrowed confidence without real commitment. Giovanni once told me, "Don't let your mouth write checks your focus can't cash." He was right. Every time you share a goal with the wrong person, you risk infecting it with their doubts, their fears, their projections. They say things like, "That sounds risky. Are you sure? I knew someone who tried that and failed." And now you start questioning yourself. That's why I believe in moving in silence. Not because you're hiding, but because you're building. When no one's watching, you're free to fail, free to restart, free to grow without pressure. You can pivot, you can adapt. And when the time comes to unveil what you've built, it hits different. You won't need to explain yourself, because your results will do the talking. Giovanni once said, "You don't need to tell the world what you're planting, let them see the harvest." And that stuck with me. Because I remember when I was first starting my own little nail business, I got excited and I started telling everyone, friends, clients, strangers, "I'm going out on my own. I'm opening a space." And the more I said it, the more opinions came flying in. "Are you sure you're ready? What if it doesn't work? Don't you need more experience?" It was like every conversation chipped away at my confidence. So I told Giovanni about it. He didn't say a word. He just smiled and slowly raised his finger to his lips. Silent, one word, one gesture, and it hit me harder than a whole lecture. He didn't need to say more because he was right. I was wasting energy explaining, justifying, instead of doing. Because here's the truth. Action builds confidence. Talking builds hesitation. The more you speak without acting, the more stuck you feel. You live in the world of what if, instead of the world of what is. And every time you invite in the noise, opinions, jealousy, doubt, you lose focus. You lose momentum. You know what momentum needs? Silence. Silence to move, to build rhythm, to create without having to constantly justify. Focus is a precious resource. And the more people you invite into your plans, the more scattered your energy becomes. So here's what I've learned. Through Giovanni, through failure, and through experience. You don't need a cheer squad. You need a schedule. You don't need applause. You need discipline. You don't need to post about it. You need to deliver it. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful statement you'll ever make is success without explanation. So let me ask you something. Are you building a dream, or are you just talking about one? Do you want to be validated or victorious? Because the loudest energy in any room is the person who lets their work speak for them. So as you move forward, try this. Don't tell everyone your next move. Just make it quietly, deliberately, relentlessly. And when it's time, when it's ready, let the world be surprised. Let your results do the talking. Because Giovanni was right. If you stay quiet long enough, your success will be loud for you. And here's what I'll leave you with. When I finally stopped talking about my plans, when I really let Giovanni's words sink in and started reading more of Jim Rohn's wisdom with fresh eyes, something shifted. I stopped chasing applause and started chasing alignment. I stopped worrying about how it looked on the outside and focused on how it felt on the inside. And you know what? That's when things started to grow, quietly, steadily, stronger than before. So if you're building something right now, protect it, honor it, let it grow in peace. And when it blooms, let the world wonder how you did it, without saying a word. This was another real salon story, straight from Lucy. If you love the chaos, the calm, the lessons, and the meaning behind the silence, don't forget to subscribe and come back for more. Because sometimes the quietest voices carry the deepest wisdom.